Moving on to topic 7, the business plan. At the end of this topic, students will be able to define a business plan, identify information to prepare a business plan, understand the actual format and the issues related to each heading in a business plan, use and implement a business plan, and finally identify the reasons for business plan failure in spite of its operations. All business activities should be based on plans. When plans are made and implemented, the operations of a business can be anticipated and performed effectively. New ventures require business plans to be made to prepare an entrepreneur to move the business in the right direction. Preparation of a business plan is based on a lot of research, and hence it can be a guiding force to entrepreneurs. A business plan also shows the seriousness and commitment of the entrepreneur. It speaks for itself and can be a window to get an insight as what the businesses will do. To approach financial institutions for loans, to make strategic alliance with prospective investors, business plan will help entrepreneurs when they present their case. The point to be noted here is that a business plan alone cannot make a business successful. It requires proper preparation and its execution. Let us define a business plan. It is a written document prepared by the entrepreneur that describes all the relevant external and internal elements involved in starting a new venture. It is an integration of functional plans like marketing, finance, manufacturing, and human resource. It addresses both short-term and long-term decision making for the first 3 years of operation. It is also called as game plan or roadmap. The business plan should be written by the entrepreneur. Lawyers, accountants, marketing consultants, engineers are useful in the preparation of the plan. Expert advice can also be sought from Small Business Administration called the SBA, or Service Corps of Retired Executives called the SCORE, universities, friends and relatives. To write of own or to hire a consultant depends on the entrepreneur's personal skills. A business plan may be read by employees, investors, bankers, venture capitalists, suppliers, customers, advisors, and consultants. What is the information required in preparing a business plan? There are 3 perspectives that should be considered. The first one is the entrepreneur perspective. The entrepreneur must clearly articulate the creativity and the technology involved in the venture. Market perspective, to consider business through the eyes of a consumer for the demand of the product or the service. Investor perspective, to make sound financial projections to satisfy a potential investor. Before committing time and energy to prepare a business plan, the entrepreneur should make a quick feasibility study of the business concept to see if there are any possible barriers to success. Goals and objectives that are too general or that are not feasible make the business plan difficult to control and implement. Market information. It is one of the initial important information needed by entrepreneur to find out whether the market is having the required potential or not for the product or service. For this purpose, the market has to be defined to consider who will buy, the gender, the income group, the location, etc. This is a well-defined target market will make it easier to project market size and subsequent market goals for the new venture. Operations information. The relevance of a feasibility study of the manufacturing operation depends on the nature of the business. It could be found in the following: the location, manufacturing operations, raw materials, equipment required, labor skills, the space, and the overheads. With this information, financial information is also required. This is the profitability of the venture. And there are three traditional ways of looking at it. The first one is the expected sales and expense figures for the first 3 years, cash flow figures for the first 3 years, current balance sheet and pro forma balance sheet for the first 3 years. A business plan should be comprehensive enough to give any potential investor a complete picture and understanding of the new venture, and will help the entrepreneur clarify his thinking about the business. If you move on to understand the actual format of a business plan and look at the outline, it has got many sections into it. The very first one is the introductory page. Here you mention the names and addresses and other details related. Then comes the executive summary, the industry analysis, description of the venture, production plan, operation plan, marketing plan, organizational plan, assessment of risk, financial plan, and the appendix. If we move on to understand the issues related to each of these above mentioned headings, the first one is the introductory page. This is the title or the cover page that provides a brief summary of the business plan's contents. This title page sets out the basic concept that the entrepreneur is attempting to develop. Investors consider it important because they can determine the amount of investment needed without having to read through the entire plan. Executive summary. This section of the business plan is prepared after the total plan is written, though it is actually found in the second place in the plan. It should run to 3 to 4 pages, and it should stimulate the interest of the potential investor. It should highlight in a very concise and convincing manner the key points. Industry analysis. It reviews industry trends and competitive strategies, an insight of the competitors, industry outlook, future trends, and historical achievement. Description of the venture. It provides a complete overview of the products, services, and operations of the new venture. The location and size of the business, the people involved, the office equipment, and the background of the entrepreneurs should also be mentioned here. Production plan. It details how products will be manufactured. If the venture is not a manufacturing operation but a retail store or a service, this section should be titled Merchandising Plan. And the purchase of the inventory, control systems, storage needs should be specified here instead. Marketing plan. It describes the market conditions and strategy related to how products and services will be distributed, priced, and promoted. Organizational plan. It describes the form, ownership, and lines of authority and responsibility of members of new ventures. Assessment of risks. Identify the potential hazards and alternative strategies to meet business plan goals and objectives. These contingency plans and strategies illustrate to the potential investor that the entrepreneur is sensitive to important risks and is prepared should any of these occur. Financial plan. It is a projection of key financial data that determine the economic feasibility and the necessary financial investment commitment. Appendix. It generally contains any backup material that is not necessary in the text of the document. Letters from customers, distributors, subcontractors, sources of primary and secondary data, leases and contract, price lists from suppliers and competitors may be the information that you can include in the appendix. Now, how to use and implement a business plan? The business plan is designed to guide the entrepreneur through the first year of operation especially. The following control elements, if used and implemented, the plan ought to be successful. Inventory control. This is the stock of raw materials or finished goods that are held in a business. The lesser the quantity held, the lesser will be the holding cost like warehousing, insurance, pilferage, economic conditions, and etc. This inventory management will reduce the cost and increase the profits. Production control. For a manufacturer, it is a fundamental activity. Men, machinery, and materials should be efficiently managed to have production control. Good coordination with marketing department also helps in producing the right quantities at the right time. Quality control. Production will become inefficient when quality is not controlled. Faulty and defective goods will not be found in the markets if quality control measures are adopted. This operation will increase cost in the short run, but will have increased profits and reputation in the long run. Sales control. Unless goods are sold, profits cannot be achieved. Hence, targets have to be fixed, and either these targets should be reached or exceeded. Efficient market techniques will help sales and control. Disbursement. Expenses should be controlled and wastages should be minimized. When these issues are not tackled, losses will increase, and no matter how sales increase, profits cannot be achieved. Lastly, what is the reason of a business failure in spite of a business plan? It could be for any of the following reasons. The goals set by the entrepreneur are unreasonable, or the goals are not measurable, or there is no total commitment to the business, or it could be there is no experience in the planned business, or there is no sense of potential threat or weakness to the business, or the customer need was established for the proposed product or service was not really emphasized. And if these reasons are understood by our entrepreneur well ahead, failures could have been avoided. So that will be the end of our learning of topic 7. We should be moving on to topic 8, the marketing plan. Thank you.